Aries, you might feel tempted to push and to assert yourself. But you could be more effective now if you sit back and relax. Take the day to observe others. You could come up with an important strategy to a professional problem as you sit quietly. Don't forge ahead with any plans until you have the necessary information. You might want to do some extra research or speak to an experienced associate. Taurus, your well-considered actions will be extremely effective today. There is a tremendous strength to your mental power and you should not hesitate to direct others towards avenues that would be good for them at this time. You are apt to have the vision to see things that other people might not notice. People may not be able to see the very same thing in front of them, even if they are about to crash into it. Gemini, you may feel as if your smile is unwelcome today. It may seem to you as if there is some sort of gloom and doom to people's attitudes that makes them unwilling to accept any sort of good news. Don't let this stop you from maintaining your own cheerful state. It is important that you not probe too deeply into the reasons behind other people's behavior at this time. Cancer, the more action you take today, the bigger the hole you are apt to dig for yourself. It could be that you are engaged in one of those situations in which you say one thing, and then you are forced to come up with some sort of stretch of the truth or outright lie in order to defend your point. You are then placed in a very vulnerable position. Try your best to avoid this nasty trap. Leo, you are not always attentive to rules and regulations. But you might want to focus on structure now. You could find yourself keeping a tight schedule, and you will want to make sure that you remember to keep all of your appointments. Carry a calendar with you as a reminder. Or you could find that you need to focus on budget issues today. Take a careful look at expenditures versus income so that you can keep on track. Virgo, indulge in a day of laughter and joviality. Things are likely to get much more serious tomorrow, so use this day to have a final blowout before it comes time to get down to business. If you don't join in with the happy-go-lucky attitude of the day, you are apt to get seriously depressed when you feel yourself slipping out of sync with everyone around you who is jolly and bright. Libra, today is one of those days in which you will be bursting at the seams because you want to share the big news with your good friends. Perhaps you just received an important package in the mail or a piece of information and you just can't wait to spread the news. Be careful of who might be lurking around the corner, however, because there are apt to be ears listening to you at this time. The person they belong to might not necessarily be acting in your best interest. Scorpio, you could be ready to embrace a fresh new attitude. Perhaps you are being swept up in some of the positive spiritual energies associated with the recent planetary movements. You could feel strangely optimistic and ready for grand adventures. Enjoy this sensation. You are headed into a period when there should be rapid progress in both your personal and professional life. So if you are feeling as if you are viewing your life through a different lens, this is good. Sagittarius, there are new things coming into your life at this time. Make sure you embrace instead of resist them. Incorporate new information into the old plan. If you insist on sticking with outdated modes of operation and information, you will find yourself in the back of the pack when the leaders reach the finish line. Be aware that it is important for you to stay alert and attentive. Capricorn, information about new inventions in the communication industry might have you thinking about the uses such technology might have for you. A number of interesting communications could come from relatives or close friends, which could bring up new possibilities for future projects. Short journeys in your community may take up most of your evening. Watch a movie tonight that is pure escapism. Otherwise, your mind won't let you go to sleep. Aquarius, just when you thought things were going fine and that you had everything figured out, a curveball comes your way to make you think otherwise. Be on the lookout for ways in which you can stay on top of the situation so that if indeed you are faced with problems or opposition, you have your arsenal in line and ready to go. The key is to not let your guard down at any time. Pisces, you and the man in your life might kick around a few ideas for getting away together. Perhaps you are contemplating a trip by air, maybe to a warm country like Italy or Mexico. Or perhaps you are skiers and will want to do the opposite. If you are seriously thinking of taking such a trip, this is the day to start planning. Make some phone calls and collect all the information you can.